living life freely and openly and out. Tens of thousands took to the streets of Ottawa yesterday, celebrating what organizers believe is the largest pride parade in the city's history. But it was extra special for the man right there at the center of your screen, Ottawa's Mayor Jim Watson, as he took part this time for the first time as an openly gay man. He came out just 8 days prior in an op-ed he wrote for the Ottawa Citizen, writing about not coming out sooner in his life, how that prevented him from living his life fully, among many other things in his very poignant and personal op-ed piece. He hasn't spoken or delivered or given an extended interview on this issue since, but he's giving us some time this morning, and I'm grateful for it. Mayor Watson with me from our studio in Ottawa. Good to see you. Thanks for being here.
Well, thanks for having me, Heather. Appreciate it.
I think probably the best question can be summed up in just 3 words. How was it?
It was amazing. A lot of fun, beautiful weather. People were so kind. Some had made signs welcoming me to the family. I had lots of support from my council colleagues on our float, our Ottawa Public Health float, and it was a beautiful experience for me. I'd been, to many pride parades. I had the honor of being the first mayor to march in an Ottawa pride parade back in the 90s, but this was obviously my first time, as you mentioned, as an out gay man. So it was a lot of fun.
Pause right there, because I actually, we pulled up some pictures, because yes, you've been there, you've been a regular at the parade. Can you see on a monitor there, there's you on the left last year taking part, but still closeted, and then here you are on the right, the rainbow shirt, and really in the midst of things with the water gun. Anyway, I don't know if you can see any difference in the pictures there, but what was the difference in feeling and meaning for you?
Yeah, I don't see it on the monitor, but it was, a bit of a weight off my shoulders, because obviously I knew for the last 40 years that I was gay, but I really didn't share that with anyone. And it was a bit of a relief, but it was also, a great opportunity for me to just have fun. Sometimes, I'm looked at as sort of a bit of a boring guy, like as the mayor, in terms of those duties. And this was just a lot of fun for me. And as I said, I've been very overwhelmed by the outpouring of positive comments from people on Twitter and emails and so on. And it was a great time yesterday. I really enjoyed it.
It looks like it was like 100,000 of your closest friends. It was like a parade for you there in so many ways. Talk a little bit more about the response, if you would. You said it was great along the parade route itself. You can talk about both, along the route and what you've experienced in the last 8-9 days.
Well, just yesterday, this beautiful young little girl had a sign on her stroller, said 40 hugs for the mayor. So she came over and gave me a hug, which was really cute. And then I had a lot of friends along the parade route that were waving to me and whistling and cheering me on, and that felt great. And as I said to others over the last couple of days, probably about 95% of the feedback's been very positive, and then you get the 5% that is a little rude and derogatory. But I've been very, very blessed by the support from my community, and grateful for the people of Ottawa. And as I've gotten letters and emails from Mexico and all over the United States and the Netherlands. So it's been quite an overwhelming experience for me personally, but a fun one.
So some negative, but overwhelmingly positive. Why do you think that is? I wondered if here in 2019 you think it's a big deal, even if a mayor comes out.
Yeah, I don't think it should be, and maybe in the next 10 or 20 years it'll be sort of a oh-hum shrug, which I think would probably be a good thing. I thought there would be some interest when I announced it in Ottawa. I didn't realize it would go sort of on CNN and People magazine and all sorts of other sites. But I've been, I'm obviously, happy that the response has been very positive, and I focus on the positive, not the negatives. You get a lot of anonymity and social media. People sort of take pot shots at you and so on, but you develop a thick skin in politics, and I have no complaints. The community's been very, very kind.
People along the parade route said to reporters that your coming forward has changed their perception. You even sort of alluded to it there. Changed your perception of you as a man, maybe as a mayor. I'm wondering about you yourself and your perception of things, if it may change, if you think you'll be a different mayor in any respect now.
I don't think I'll change from a philosophical point of view, for sure. You know, one of the things that I've been very, blessed with are people who have written to me, particularly parents, and they've said, you know, we're sharing your article that you wrote in The Citizen with our son or daughter, because they're going through this whole debate of their own sexual orientation, and I don't profess to be an expert on this. I've been an out gay man for I think 8 days, so I'm not going to offer a lot of in-depth ways of how to do it. But my closing line in my article was, look at, don't feel pressured to come out, but if you do want to come out, try not to make it 40 years like I did.
Well, I was going to ask you exactly about that, whether you think, you obviously already are starting to hear, but whether you expect to become someone who does offer that sort of guidance or support to somebody who might be struggling as you help them find their own path.
Well, I've had a couple of people come up to me, both at the parade yesterday, and then we had a municipal conference here in Ottawa just last week, and they've indicated to me, they told me that they're gay and they're not out yet, but my article has helped them, frame how they're going to come out. And a couple of these are politicians at the local level across Ontario, and some are just individuals that I met at the parade. And again, I don't profess to be a great expert on this, but if my letter and my coming out can help people feel comfortable and see the response I've received, everyone that I know who's gay, who's come out, it's been a positive experience. I know that's not the case for everyone, but I think today's age and today's society is much more accepting. It would have been a lot tougher for me to come out, as a teenager, because there was no support network. There's no Gay Straight Alliance, no GLBTQ clubs at my schools that I went to over the years.
So, again, just to conclude, I mean, you said you don't think you're going to be any different philosophically, but you've lived your entire political career as a closeted man. Now, first openly gay mayor of an Ontario, or the only openly gay mayor of an Ontario city right now. Do you plan to incorporate that private life into public life in a different way now? What do we watch for?
Yeah, that's a good question. I haven't really given that a lot of thought, Heather. I guess it'll unfold over the course of the next couple of months and year. But I don't profess to be anyone different, except I'm now certainly open and not ashamed of the fact that I'm gay.
What a pleasure to have you on the program. Thanks for the time and for the inspiration to so many. And we'll speak again. Mayor Jim Watson in Ottawa. Thanks.